Greetings, the man who's definitely not addicted to using melee attacks on support types, Rigil Agateiades here. And continuing our support type spree, today we have another of my favorite support types in the game. Recently, I've found out there are a few things in common about the support types I like. First of all, they usually look funky. Secondly, they're all mono-eyed suits with some Zeonic root. And thirdly, they don't mind getting up close and personal. This is the 600 cost support type, Hamma Hamma! While it gained my favor with melee combo controller, high performance balancers, and its top heavy look, the Hamma Hamma is actually excellent at doing support type things. And you shouldn't play it as aggressively as I do. With only 3 actual ranged weapons but a very effective cycle between them, the Hamma Hamma is good enough as a support type, even without pulling out the beam saber. The weapon you always start with is the shield mega particle cannon. Charge time of 3 seconds, so it demands some preparations, but the 90% hit rate also means you don't have to wait for ages to get back on it again. Just wait for it to cool down while charging, and all you have to wait for is the length of 1 heat gauge. Must first be charged to fire though, so it's not going to help you when you're fired upon. Next up on the Hamma Hamma weapon cycle to follow the Mega Particle Cannon is not the Beam Saber, but the Triple Barrel Beam Gun. With exceptional weapon characteristics, it comes with 35% stagger per shot, so 1 trigger pull gets you 105%. But since it comes with a 1 second cooldown and doesn't overheat even with 2 trigger pulls, you can actually get 210% stagger out of this triple barrel beam gun alone. Not to mention that it comes with a surprisingly long range of 450 meters, so the Hamma Hamma can bring quite some stopping power from behind. The dark side is strong in this Gapland, it's been after us the entire time. Before we move on to the last weapon of the cycle, we first put down our small mines, useful to build a wall of explosions in front of you with 25% stagger each, but be careful not to blow yourself up with it, because it also comes with a normal stagger. Back to the weapon cycle, starting with the Mega Particle Cannon into the Triple Barrel Beam Gun, the last piece of the cycle is the wired Beam Gun Pincer attack. Launching your arms at the enemy like the Zeong. I wish we could do that with the Beam Saber in hand. While this pincer attack comes with a normal stagger, because of the lock-on time required, I wouldn't call it a real instant stagger. Instead, it is more useful to keep your enemies locked in place by your other staggers. More locked in place. With a lock-on range of 300 meters, it's sometimes out of place compared to the other 2 weapons, and it also comes with piercing, so it can backfire when you hit teammates with it. But hey, it's just another bonus weapon to the cycle, so I'm not complaining about that. And that's the entire weapon cycle on the Hamma Hamma. With only 3 weapons to manage, the Hamma Hamma is not a hard suit to use. In fact, you don't even need to use the wired attack most of the time. So you can just charge the Mega Particle Cannon and use the Triple Barrel Beam Gun, and you can call it a day. But we can do more than that, don't you think? Somehow we got ourselves in a pinch. The 2 teammates behind us decided to go to the opposite direction. Call them back while we try to make some distance using our Wake Up invincibility, get to an advantaged position, and we are ready for some close quarter combat. Mines down the road and the pincer attack out. Didn't hit the Stamen, but it got his tackle spent. Time to pull out the sword. Used our tackle to keep him staggered, and we're free to use our combo. Don't let him pull out the Beam Saber. The melee priority on the Hamma Hamma is only level 1. Turn around, and this time the Atlas is burnt out. Got our Gapland packed off, so we went with the down attack. Unfortunately, it puts him down, but at least we got the kill. Finally, let's talk about the stats of the Hamma Hamma. Compared to other support types, it is a weird one. With higher melee attack and defense than usual, it comes at the cost of lower range attack and defense, more like a general type than a support type. Not a problem at all though, because we can fix that with our custom part slots. hop in the ranged attack pass and the beam defense level 4 with the high number of mid-range slots, and the Hamma Hamma is ready to roll. Then the skills on the Hamma Hamma. Nothing unique, but there are quite some useful ones. First of all, 4th Injector's level 2 keeps the Hamma Hamma agile on those thin legs. Then for your defense, you have the special shield buffer. While the shield Mega Particle Cannon doesn't ignore shots like a real shield, it reduces damage taken by 30%. Glad to know when you have to peek left on that cannon. After that, you have damage control, needless to say very helpful. And finally, defense mode. Essentially, Active Guard only reduces damage taken by 30%, but the only way to stop normal staggers on this suit. Can save you when you're good, but it just never comes to mind when you need it. That was the Hamma Hamma, the support type that keeps tempting you to get in your enemy's face. With enough power just by looping the shield Mega Particle Cannon and the triple barrel beam gun, the Hamma Hamma is very easy to pick up. But the more you use it, the more you find out you can do on this bizarre support type. Starting with the mines, and then the defense mode, and finally the high performance balancers. When you can make use of all of that on the Hamma Hamma, you'll see why I love this suit so much. That's it from me today. Try not to swing that beam saber too much at the start, and the latest.